fought the rest, now try the best!
Street Fighter, it feels like they are just styling 360 through the legs, over the shoulders, slam dunking on Tekken at every possible turn. It already felt this way at the start of Tekken 8, but it feels like with Tekken 8 kind of going downhill, and then Street Fighter is just going up, 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 and they're just doing everything that we Tekken players asked Bandai Namco to do, Street Fighter is doing for their players. We could start at square one and talk about the collection and their re-releasing of like SK versus Capcom and all that. That's crazy, but that doesn't even like truly scratch the surface. Like I seen this tweet here. This is about like Street Fighter like doing some kind of balance adjustments, right? And it says we are aware of an issue balance adjustments occurring in Street Fighter 6 where there are some unintentional behaviors for some characters. And emergency maintenance will take place at the time below. Basically, Street Fighter has an issue and they are going to fix it pretty much immediately. And Tekken players were all over this because I don't know if you guys are aware, but Tekken also had a issue as well. And well, they have a lot of issues, but they had this issue which they tweeted about, and they said they will take care of it in a month. So it's like that one-to-one comparison is already something that people are like making fun of in terms of Tekken. You have Street Fighter having an issue, they're fixing it immediately. Tekken has an issue, fixing it in a month. So that's another thing, right? So we're just going to go down the list and just look at everything that Street Fighter is doing that's cooking up. Oh, they actually hit 500,000 followers. That's good. Congratulations to them. But oh, this is the biggest thing. So you talk about just the way that they're releasing their DLC characters all together. Tekken players are constantly begging Tekken to release all of their characters at once. And the Tekken developers are refusing. They're actively refusing to do it. And, you know, they gave us a lot of explanations as to why. They basically said the reveals will be ruined. They don't want to commit to any ideas before they have it ingrained. But I feel like all of those are like excuses. We know that they've been working on Clive since 2022. He released in 24. We know that they've been working on Fakaram since around 2022, and he released in 2025. So if you are able to work on characters 2 to 3 years in advance, why can't you announce the character in a year in advance? That doesn't make sense. But then also when you talk about what kind of reveals they're going to do, then you got to look at what Street Fighter's doing, right? Street Fighter, a couple of days ago, they released their Season 3 pass the same way they did Season 2 and 1. And it's all at once. Sagat, Viper, Ingrid, Alex. And Mortal Kombat does this as well. Is there any other fighting games that does the all-at-once style reveal? I think all of them, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Fatal Fury reveal like 5 characters, all DLC? But then here's Tekken talking about they can't do it because the reveals will be ruined. I just totally disagree with that concept because yes, they want to surprise people because if you look at the way they did Armor King, people were totally surprised by Armor King. And they want to capture that. If you notice, they didn't really say this with the Armor King and Fakaram trailer, but they said it with previous trailers. They said, you know, our guys are recording, you guys get really hype because they love to do the montages where the crowd is jumping up and down. You know, at one point in time, they were giving like t-shirts and stuff for the people in the crowd who got the most hype. So it seems like they are really interested in like that shock reveal factor for some reason, and that is the driving force for not doing it. But I mean, if your trailers are really hype, if your trailers are really cool, I think you will have that shock value there regardless. But then also I think there's other things you can do in the trailers that is exciting. Like you can do stage reveals, because you see here Street Fighter, well, they showed Sagat stage, right? But we don't know what the other stages look like. You can do stage reveals, you could do like music reviews, you could do like a lot of different things. Like in Tekken 7, I have a video that you guys will see. About times this goes out, you guys probably would have already seen it, but you can see how much effort they put into the Tekken 7 trailers in comparison to Tekken 8. If they add a lot of cinematics, add a lot of energy, add a lot of passion into the trailers instead of making it just gameplay, then you could drum up a lot of excitement that way. But I just think the way that they're looking at it is so old-fashioned and it's so outdated, right? When Street Fighter reveals all their characters at once, the Tekken players' take is literally this. This is how Tekken 8 should show their season passes. Sketches. Everyone immediately looks at Tekken and they say, you guys are just once again falling behind. And it doesn't have to be this way, right? Another thing that I want to show you guys, and this one maybe this is a nitpick. I just think this is really cool. Street Fighter teamed up with the music composer for a special collaboration. Them adding music new music to Street Fighter. And it's just something that I think Tekken should most certainly do. Add like Pac-Man, like they add the Pac-Man stage. Why don't you also add like a lot of Pac-Man music from previous games and generations, some of the most iconic songs, not just the stage theme, right? And I think just little things like this to go above and beyond would be amazing, because I mean, Street Fighter, I don't know if anyone was asking for this, I don't know if anyone wanted this, but them doing this is fire. And then once again, Tekken fans are sitting there saying, I want that too. Okay, so this is another thing that I saw Street Fighter doing. It reminds me of what Tekken did. So it says Street Fighter 6 is celebrating the second anniversary on June 2nd. We're giving everyone commemorative items next week in gratitude for all the support. We also got a bunch of events linked up. Second anniversary Extreme Battle Tournament, second anniversary Drive Rush. One of the biggest head scratchers, Tekken not really celebrating their own anniversary. They only really did a battle pass, and they were trying to like link Heihachi with the 30th anniversary, but that was really it. There was no real celebration to be had. What Street Fighter is trying to do is more of a celebration, and they're not even celebrating their 30th anniversary. They're just celebrating the 2-year anniversary of Street Fighter 6, and they're doing all of this. So I just think like when you look at the one-to-one comparisons of what Street Fighter is doing versus what Tekken is doing, it's super, super different. It's not that they're doing the bare minimum. I don't want to frame it that way, but they're just doing not enough, basically. I don't know how else to say. They're just not doing enough. What is this? QL improvements with the Atlanta update, enable main menu. So Tekken does quality of life improvements. They do it all. They actually do a lot of good stuff that no one asks for. Oh, they did the ability to add people as a friend after the match. They did the thing on the arcade cabinet where you can stop practicing, still be queued up for a match, but then like look around the lounge or whatever. I don't know what it is exactly, but it was cool what they did. They do some things that's amazing, but in other areas they need work. Because here's the thing, right? There is things that Tekken does better than Street Fighter, but there's a lot of things that Street Fighter does better than Tekken. And if Tekken just learned from Street Fighter and then brought those things in, that would be crazy. That's the whole point of this. The point is not to say, Tekken 7 sucks or Tekken sucks and Harada sucks. Nah, the point is to say, steal from Capcom. Copy their homework, do what they're doing, ASAP, copy. You know, that's the point. It's like they got some good stuff, let's copy that. That's basically what I'm saying, right? Because this is what all fighting games do. All fighting games copy supers, slow-mo effects, the combo. The idea of a combo was the first thing to be copied, right? So yeah, just you know, copy the good stuff. Now if we talk about the next point in all of this, Street Fighter collaborations is just on a different wavelength than Tekken is. Tekken has done some pretty like mediocre collaborations. Like for me personally, I wasn't hype about the Nike collaboration. I'm not hype about Chipotle. I'm not hype about Karate Kid. Now I don't play Monster Hunter, but I know that game is hype. Like look, like it's a dragon. How can you not be excited for dragons? So it's like this collaboration is amazing. But then also if you think about like some of the other things Street Fighter did, the collaboration with Overwatch, the collaboration with Baki, it's so many crazy collaborations that they're doing, and it's just fire all around. And it's like, man, Tekken, the Fortnite collaboration, I think Tekken should understand why the players are like requesting this, are like jealous of this, jealous of Street Fighter, envious, all of those things, right? If Tekken wants to deliver the best that they can, they should understand what the other fighting games are doing better, worse, and equal to, and then adapt the things that's necessary to adapt, right? Because some of these things is very simple, and the fact that these conversations are going on for so long is just unnecessary. You know, it's unnecessary that we're still sitting here talking about collections. We're still sitting here talking about you know, meaningful collaborations. Where Street Fighter does collaborations where it seems like they care about like the players and like obviously money, but with Tekken it seems like they only care about money. That Karate Kid, that's a money decision.